These are the rice bowl ingredients. We need some onions, tomato, mixed vegetable, potatoes, ginger, garlic, and green chilies, carrot. This is what would go in the Indian inspired rice bowl, which is also called veg biryani. This is how you would chop onions and carrots. The onions has to be of this size, carrots of this size to make it look beautiful. It is important to cook in this pot. It's called pressure cooker. You can find in any Indian store, and this adds to the flavor of the rice bowl. This is the quantity of oil needed. This is pure vegetable oil. Uh, the taste and the flavor comes in if you use this kind of oil. And I'm cooking for 3 people, and this quantity of oil should be good enough for the rice bowl. Red onions are the key. Do not use white onions. Red onions add flavor. White onions may not add this flavor. Now add ginger to it. So ginger adds in the flavor to the rice bowl, and keep doing a saute of these onions with ginger for some time. Now add the frozen mixed vegetables and keep stirring it on medium flame. Now add potatoes. You can replace potatoes with tofu or soybean, but when you're trying to create something which is kind of veg, you do not have a lot of options. So if you got to make it rich, potato is one option to make it rich. You may add tofu or soybean chunks. Now add some carrots and keep stirring it. The potatoes, since we added it now, and it gives enough time for it to get fried and absorb any of the oil and spices. We have not added the spices, but we'll add it now. Now add some carrots and keep stirring it. The potatoes, since we added it now, and it gives enough time for it to get fried and absorb any of the oil and spices. We have not added the spices, but we'll add it now. To do a bad job cutting tomatoes, because it has to be really kind of unfinished, and then you put it on the bowl when you are about to give it a whistle in the pressure cooker, so that way the juice remains intact and your rice bowl becomes more tangy. This mix is still cooking up. We'll add some spices in a while now. So what I did is I added 1 spoon of each of those spices, and the Bombay biryani mix I added 2 spoons. So it's red chili, 1 spoon, turmeric powder, a little more than 1 spoon, then salt to match the expectations. It's kind of a spoon now, and then I put in some 1 spoon of cumin powder, and then 1 spoon of pav bhaji masala. Just added the tomatoes and keep stirring it. Now we will add rice to this combination, and we will keep stirring it for around like 10 minutes so that the rice can absorb all the spices. If you're going to keep stirring for like 10 to 12 minutes or 15 minutes, the total combination, so that the spices are well spread across the vegetables as well as the rice. Time to add rice. Which rice? Tilda Sona Masuri. You can find in any Indian grocers. or you can use a white rice in any American store. And this is the measuring cup. For 3 people, I put a glass and a half. I keep stirring the rice, the 1.5 glass of rice, so that and do it for 10 minutes, so that the spices get absorbed by the rice. The more you stir and more you keep the rice in this, before you add water and whistle it up, the rice would absorb the spices, and the tastier. This is a trick to make it tasty. You got to keep it frying more. I keep stirring the rice, the 1.5 glass of rice, so that and do it for 10 minutes, so that the spices get absorbed by the rice. The more you stir and more you keep the rice in this, before you add water and whistle it up, the rice would absorb the spices, and the tastier. This is a trick to make it tasty. You got to keep it frying more. Time to add rice. Which rice? Tilda Sona Masuri. You can find in any Indian grocers, or you can use a white rice in any American store. And this is the measuring cup. For 3 people, I put a glass and a half. I keep stirring the rice, the 1.5 glass of rice, so that and do it for 10 minutes, so that the spices get absorbed by the rice. The more you stir and more you keep the rice in this, before you add water and whistle it up, the rice would absorb the spices, and the tastier. This is a trick to make it tasty. You got to keep it frying more. The rice is getting now colored up. It's important to keep it in that state, the slow flame, and keep stirring it. If you think that the rice is sticking to the utensil, feel free to add some water, so that the lower part of the rice doesn't burn. If you see this, I need to add some water because it's getting a bit sticky on the utensil. So keep adding water to it. So I just added green chilies to it. The chilies are big, so that in case if someone doesn't want to eat it, they can look at it and just explode that. So I'm doing it for the last 10 minutes. Okay, and I think the rice is brown enough to add some water to it, and then I keep it in the pressure cooker for 2 whistles. So I just added water to it, kind of in this bowl, 3/4 bowl of water in this bowl, and now I would close the pressure cooker and allow it to whistle. So I gave 2 whistles for this pressure cooker on medium flame, like 6 or 8. You can keep it on 6 or 8 and give 2 whistles. So the whistle comes this way. It will automatically come 2 times, and then you keep it till it counts down, and then we open it, and hopefully the rice and the potatoes will be cooked. So till the time the cooker is kind of cooking it slowly without any flame, we cut some onions and carrots. So just made this uh, salad to go with the rice. It has carrots, onions, and lemon and salt has been tossed in with a bit of sprouts. So let's see that the rice is cooked. I open the pressure cooker. Oh yeah, this looks great. The color looks good, and it's certainly cooked. It looks cooked. It's ready to be served. So finally, this ends up on the plate and not the bowl, but you can put it in a bowl and serve it hot with some salads.